in the great kingdom of Ebonvale, where wealth flowed like rivers and beauty was celebrated like royalty. There lived a princess unlike any other. Her name was Amara. Her beauty was breathtaking. Her presence commanded silence. And her standards were impossible. Kings traveled across burning deserts to meet her. Warriors crossed oceans just to stand in her presence. Princes, rich and powerful, knelt before her throne, but none were ever good enough. One by one, she rejected them all. Too arrogant, too weak, too ordinary. To Amara, no man deserved her. At first, the people admired her strength. They praised her independence. But as time passed, admiration slowly turned into concern. The palace elders began to whisper among themselves, a heart that sees no worth in others may one day fall into the wrong hands. But Amara did not listen. She believed she was in control of her destiny. She had no idea fate was already watching. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and shadows stretched across the palace courtyard, a stranger arrived. He was different. He did not bow, he did not kneel, he did not beg, he simply stood. Calm, confident, watching. His name was Kale, tall, handsome, powerful in a way that could not be explained. When he finally spoke, his voice carried a quiet authority. I have not come to impress you, princess. I have come to offer you something greater than this kingdom. No man had ever spoken to Amara like that before. Instead of anger, she felt something unfamiliar, curiosity. Days passed, and Kale remained. He didn't chase her like the others. He didn't try to win her favor, and slowly, Amara began to fall. For the first time in her life, she chose someone. The kingdom erupted in celebration. At last, Princess Amara had chosen a husband. The palace glittered with gold. Drums echoed through the night. The people danced in joy, but not everyone was happy. The elders watched in silence. There is something wrong about that man, they whispered, but their warnings were ignored. The wedding continued, and when the final vows were spoken, when the last blessing was given, Kale leaned close to Amara and whispered, "It's time to go home." Before she could respond, the ground beneath them cracked open. The earth roared, darkness swallowed everything, and in an instant, they were gone. Amara awoke to heat, not the warmth of sunlight, but the burning breath of something far more dangerous. She opened her eyes, and nothing made sense. There was no sky, only a ceiling of dark stone glowing with veins of fire. Rivers of lava flowed like blood through the land, and in the shadows, things moved, terrible things. Her heart pounded as she turned and saw Kale, but he was no longer the man she had married. His eyes burned like fire. His skin carried cracks of glowing heat. His presence was no longer human. "This," he said, spreading his arms, "that is my kingdom." Amara's voice trembled. "You lied to me." Kale smiled. "I gave you exactly what you wanted." Time lost meaning in the underworld. Days felt like years, and slowly, Amara began to remember every man she had rejected, every opportunity she had dismissed. Not all of them were weak, not all of them were unworthy. Some were kind, some were honest, some could have given her a life of peace, but her pride had blinded her, and now, she was trapped in a world where kindness did not exist. For the first time in her life, Amara broke. One day, as she knelt beside a river of fire, too weak to stand, a voice spoke, "You do not belong here." Amara looked up. Before her stood a spirit, old, faint, glowing softly in the darkness. "Can I leave?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. The spirit studied her, then said, "Escape is not given. It is earned." Those words changed something inside her. For the first time since her fall, hope returned. Amara began to change. She stopped seeing herself as a victim, and started becoming something else, stronger, harder, wiser. She endured the pain, she learned the darkness, she fought back. In small ways at first, then bigger. The princess who once depended on luxury was becoming a warrior of survival, and deep inside, a fire began to grow. One day, Amara stood in the burning lands of the underworld. No chains, no fear, no weakness. She had become something new, something the underworld did not expect. Without looking back, she stepped forward, into a dark tunnel, a path unknown, but somewhere ahead, there was light, and this time, she was not walking toward power, she was walking toward freedom. But in the underworld, nothing escapes without a price.